Hello. Hi. So, this is my first stream. Hello, I see Peppermint-san in the chat. Thank you for being here. Hello. Yes. Hello. Thank you for supporting me. Hi, Frogment. Yes, my regular. Oh, thank you for being here. David. Oh, thank you. Oh, you guys are amazing. Oh. So, yeah, it's my first stream. I don't know what's gonna happen. So, こんにちは。セルフェラード。こんにちは。みんな、今何時? What time is it over there? Like for everyone. I know sometimes like it's early or late for you, I think. I wonder. Somebody said it's like 3 a.m. I think I don't know what time it is for you, but 2 p.m. Okay, that's good. That's good for you. Okay, hi Jason. Hi. Oh, thank you. Hi, 1 p.m. Excellent. Excellent. Hi, Zeren. Peppermint. It's like, okay, everyone's talking at the same time. I'm gonna try to read everyone's chat. It's 3 a.m. Oh my gosh, so early. Oh, thank you, Peppermint-san. I'm sorry if it's too late for you. You can go to bed, of course. And Frogment, 11 p.m. Is it too late for you? I hope not. And okay, Silverado says it's 11. Okay, it's not too late for you. Thank you. Nix Bis 1 p.m. Good. Okay. I hope you can still go out after the stream. Doubles SA 10 p.m. for you. Good. I hope you're awake. And well, everyone's talking at the same time. Wow, great. Thank you. It's amazing. Okay, let's see. こんばんは. Quicksilver. Hi. 4 p.m. Eastern Time. Good. Okay, great. I hope you get to go out later. Okay, 10 p.m. Quicksilver. Good. It's okay. Okay, you're used to it. Oh, Peppermint-san. Thank you. And yeah, okay, Frogman says 11 p.m. It's just fine for me. Luckily, yes. Thank you. Wow. I'm kind of freaking out because it's my first stream. I don't know what's gonna happen, and I couldn't sleep last night. I tried to sleep and I tried my best to relax. Nothing worked. I stayed up till like 5 a.m., 6 a.m. Okay, let me see. There's a question. What is your take on using services like Duolingo to learn Japanese and other languages versus other means? Good question. I'll get to that one later. Metabolic Panda さん says おはようございます。日本朝の5時です。So 5 a.m. In the morning. Oh, a.m. is morning, isn't it? In Japan. Hi. おはようございます. And you are doing fine. Thank you. Thank you, everyone. It's amazing. So yeah, let's get to this question. What's your take on using services like Duolingo? It's a very good question because there are so many tools out there, and especially I used to do some work for Duolingo, so I know how it works. I think Duolingo is great for absolute beginners, I have to say. So if you are like learning, let's say Hiragana or Katakana, and you want to just learn, the basic characters, Duolingo is great for that because it's like playing a game, and you can do it on your phone, and it's great. But anything after that, you've got to learn more things like grammar and vocab. Duolingo is not really made for that. It might be okay, for you to kind of get used to, hiragana and katakana, and maybe some basic words here and there. Yes, I am nervous. 緊張しますね. Yes, I am. Yeah, Duolingo and some other apps. Of course, there are so many good apps like Anki, for example. Anki is great for learning vocabulary, but some people might find it a little bit tricky and a little bit like dated to use. For that, I recommend using Brainscape. I don't know, let me type it for you, Brainscape. Brainscape.com, I think. Brainscape.com. It is a really good website. Did I type it right? Yes. I'm so nervous. I don't know if I'm typing it right. Brainscape is great for, it's a great alternative for learning vocabulary. Metabolic Panda says, 緊張してるね、かわいい. You're nervous, you're cute. Thank you. ありがとう. And Frogman says, I used Duolingo when I didn't know anything about Japanese, but after using it for about 2 weeks, I feel like I didn't make much progress anymore and moved on to other things like Anki. Yes, great. Yeah, perfect. That's exactly what it is. So Duolingo, maybe it's a great tool, for anybody who are curious about Japanese and you want to learn hiragana. Learning hiragana is like it's so important for beginners. So it's a good tool. But anything after that, I don't want to say I don't want to say anything negative about any tools, because I know what it takes to build like an app or course or like textbooks. I don't want to criticize anything, but my advice to you is like you just get whatever you can get from each tool or app. So you just get the best out of Duolingo. I'll get to the chat. I know I keep looking at it. Sorry. Just get the best out of each app or tool. Games. There's so many things out there. I will hopefully I will introduce some of the useful apps. I highly recommend it to beginners. Well, again, like everyone learns differently. And I don't want to say what's good for you, what's best for, them. The thing is, like, we gotta kind of try different things and see if it works for you. So, if you want to, be a good, speaker, Japanese speaker, if you want to be fluent in Japanese, the best advice I can give it to you is to be, like, motivated and also be consistent. And if you don't have any of these things, it's not going to work anyway. So if, Duolingo motivates you, great, stick to it. If you want to, maybe talk to like a teacher, you can always talk to me. I try to, help anybody. By helping somebody, I'm helping more people. So that's why I'm here. So sometimes I don't know what I'm saying. I'm doing my best. As long as you are motivated to study, as long as it helps you study, I think it's a great tool. So that's why I love of course I love watching anime and I try to use anime for teaching as well. So that, you guys can get motivated. I don't expect you to understand like every single word in anime or songs, but as long as you can learn one thing or two things, I think it's great, you know. So let me get to the chat. I missed a lot of things. So let me see. Let's see. Okay. Let me see. どうも are you Japanese native or learner as well? I'm a native Japanese speaker. Yes. I speak English, but English is not my first language. My first language is actually Japanese. So I try to do my best speaking in English, but I might mess up. I'm sorry. Peppermint Sensei says, I just find a good extension called Rikaikun. Okay, help me learn kanji in some way. Yeah, so anything about like learning kanji, things like that. There are so many tools out there, like books out there, and games as well. I might go through some games maybe in my future streams. But yeah, kanji is a tricky one because there's a popular app called Wani Kani. I don't know if anybody knows. Sorry, my voice is going crazy. Sorry, I need to relax. Wani Kani is great for identifying kanji. But of course, again, it's not perfect. So any app is not perfect. Each app has its pros and cons. So which app was it? Rikai-kun. Okay. If you find Rikai-kun helpful, keep using it. If you wanna switch to Wani Kani, try it. But again, Wani Kani is not for everyone. You might find it weird. You might find it funny. But again, whatever works for you, will help. So Wani Kani helped a lot of my students to recognize kanji. It's great. But sometimes example sentence is a little bit odd. So so if you kind of maybe ignore, some weird example sentences, Wani Kani is great. But there's so many books. One is called Remembering the Kanji. That's a great book, but again, textbooks are not for everyone. So whatever works for you, and if you can keep studying, that will be the best thing for you. Okay, so let me see. And the next one, Jason. It asks me to translate. Yes, this is tasty. I wrote, はい、おいしいです. And, はい. Okay, so it said, はい、これはおいしいです. What's the correct answer? Let me see. Oh, you mean like Duolingo asked you to translate? Okay. Yes, this is tasty. はい、おいしいです. I mean, again, like Jason is right. Of course, if you were to literally translate, yes, this is tasty. はい、これは美味しいです. But the thing is that we never say that. Simply we might just say 美味しい or 美味しいです. We trying to be efficient or lazy. And we don't actually say the whole thing. So without, knowing the context, it's hard to know what's true or what's right. Here, like, yeah. Okay, I see. Let me see. So yeah, Jason's answer for はい、美味しいです it's correct too, yes. And just simply saying 美味しいです is fine too, or 美味しい. Like, there are so many variations. And I did actually suggest to Duolingo to do something about it, because I was actually one of the course leaders of Duolingo back in the day. Maybe I shouldn't say this. And I try to convince the developer or like my boss to customize the Japanese course, Duolingo Japanese course for the Japanese language, because the interface didn't really work. So and also there are so many things that cause so many problems for us to build it. So I was suggesting, there are so many alternative answers, and it's impossible. But they didn't listen to me, so I basically left. So yes, of course, you can kind of use Duolingo, but don't go, mad. If they say something else, again, it's just a tool, for to have fun. So it's also a good idea to like maybe take screenshots if you think, oh, I think mine is correct, and then maybe send it to me, or like send it to to your friend who speaks Japanese, or show it to a teacher and see if your answers are correct, or answer is correct. So I'm sorry, I'm getting I'm getting tongue twisted every now and then. I'm sure I'll get used to it. But let me go to the next chat. Let me see. Silverado, I feel like Duolingo is more for one sec. The chat is so hard to navigate the chat. Sorry, I'm doing my best here. Silverado says, I feel like Duolingo is more for fun than for actual serious. Yes, yeah, it's more for fun than for actual serious learning. You're right. You will inevitably learn something at the beginning, but will soon reach the ceiling. Yes, you are absolutely right. I totally agree with you. It's great for absolute beginners to just to get started. But anything after that, it's a good idea to switch to something else. Yes, you're right. And Fragment, you're great at speaking. I could not hold a sentence for that long. I don't know. I think I this is my superpower, I guess. I just like wing it and and see what happens. Let me see. Jason asks, what would be a cool is a version of Anki that acts like a game. Yeah, I know. I think yeah, it is a really good idea, but I guess it's really hard for developers to make such a thing. And also what I think is that they do need to work with like teachers and also like students too, so that whoever is like building apps and websites will understand what we need and what students need and so on. So they will be able to customize as much as possible. So and next one, let me see. Okay, I'm sorry if I mispronounce your name. Main-ashi says you have a great English accent. Thank you. I know. I used to live in London back in the day. So you might hear my British accent. And Jason says, if I can't tell whether or not you're a native, you're doing good. Oh, thank you. And Zerain says, I've heard of Wani Kani. Yes, Wani Kani. It's a great tool. I have many students who mastered 2,000 kanji characters by just using Wani Kani, and I think that's great. So you can give it a go. It might not work for you, but sometimes you kind of have to stick to it and see if it works for you. And let me see. Main Ashi says, for learning kanji, there's nothing to do but to chill. But to drill them into your brain. That's a good approach too. In Japan, we had to write kanji, into notebooks and paper, and like drill. Like we had to learn kanji so much. We had so many tests, like tests every day. So that's why we never forget. We know which kanji to use. Let me see the next one. Next, one sec. This chat keeps streaming. Keep scrolling by itself. Sorry. Let me see. Yeah. Next Bis says, I've heard of it. Yes. Let me see. Silverado says, when it comes to the weird example sentences, nothing beats Duolingo. I agree. I mean, but it's meant to be. It's meant to be that way. So I know it's weird. Duolingo has weird sentences. But they say it's supposed to make it more memorable, and it might work for you, it might not. Let's see. Let me see. Jason says, it seems to treat this is and it as different things. Right. Again, like in Japanese, the thing is, the tricky thing is that Japanese is contextual. So, it's almost impossible to just take one sentence or like just one phrase out of a conversation without any context. So that's why anything could be right, anything could be wrong. I don't know if that makes any sense. But my tip here, for like this, it's things like that on Duolingo is that you can just simply ignore these little things, and maybe just learn what they like. And it's just like try that. And but again, some other others just said that anything beyond absolute beginner level, it's better to switch to something else. But anyway, so let's see. Sorry, I know, Duolingo exposed. Sorry, I'm not trying to expose anything. Duolingo, I mean, it works great. I guess it works great for other languages like German, French, Italian, so on and so forth, and it helps a lot of learners learn in different languages. It started as a free app, and it was great, but I think they kind of started to monetize. I don't really know. I don't really use it anymore, so it's hard to tell. But I'm not trying. Again, I will never criticize anybody or anything. I don't want to attack anybody, but again, it's up to you how you want to use different tools. Again, Duolingo works great for beginners. I mean, absolute beginners to kind of get into Japanese. And also, as Jason asked me, it is good to kind of question too, like to have questions and see, oh, was I wrong? Am I doing this right? It's good to wonder. It's good to have questions too. So that means you're actually passionate about it. So you can always ask me if you have questions. Let me have a look. Let me see. Zerain, are there any kanji resources that focus on radicals? Yeah. Would learning radicals early on helped? Sorry, I'm just so bad I'm so nervous. I'm so tongue twisted. Sometimes I'm just reading chat. I'm sorry. Um, are there any kanji resources that focus on radicals? Would learning radicals early on help to learn kanji faster later? Yes. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, Wani Kani, gives you a lot of radicals and mnemonics. Do you understand when I say mnemonics? Mnemonics are like a simple kind of silly phrases or sometimes pictures to make it easier to memorize. Somebody just asked me. Let me see. Do you plan to stream often? Yes. Yes. So yeah, radicals. You can if you want to get more like a physical book. Remembering the kanji is the book. I will try to get a link later and maybe post it somewhere on the channel right now. If anybody knows the link, you can post it here too. I think. Remembering the kanji is a good book. It will teach you radicals, and Wani Kani is more like a digital version of it. Anyway, so let's see, and also there's like a game on Steam. I think it's called Kanji Combat to Survive, which is a kind of fun game to play and learn kanji. A lot of kanji actually. I might stream that game. I asked for permission to stream that one, and I was told that I can do it. So hopefully I'll try some apps and games in my future streams and see if you like them. Okay, let me have a look. Sorry, I'm a bit slow. Okay, next bit says when wanting to learn a new language like Japanese, how can you keep yourself motivated to keep learning so it does not become into another failed lost hobby? Very good question. That's almost like a $1 million question, isn't it? Yeah. It's you just have to have good reasons to keep going. So if you're just learning, and hoping that I just want to be fluent, or I just want to be good at learning Japanese, that's not specific enough to keep you motivated. So it's a good idea to kind of like be more specific about what you want to achieve. So for example, a lot of you enjoy anime and manga, right? And that's a great thing. So you'll be like, I want to be able to understand anime without subtitles. Great. That's a great thing to it's a great motivation to have. It's a great goal to have. And also if you want to read manga is a little bit challenging. It has a lot of kanji, but you just have to have a reason to keep you motivated. And also it's not just that. It's a good idea to have like a friend or somebody else whom you can kind of compete with, you kind of start at the same time, or make a friend or make friends to study together and see how much progress you're making, and maybe share some tips. Those are great things to do. And but if you study alone, it's so hard to get motivated. You feel lonely, and a lot of people just give up because you don't get any support, and it's hard to continue. So and again, having a reason to continue, maybe finding some good music, Japanese music will help too, because you'll be like, oh, I like this band, I like this artist. I want to be able to, sing along. I want to be able to maybe, send messages to, the band members or something, or, if I go to the fan event, I want to be able to talk. Okay, that's a great thing. So that will keep you motivated. Don't forget why you want to study, because if you forget that, then you just you don't want to study anymore. So always have good reasons to study, and it's okay if you are if you're not making progress. It's okay, you are making progress as long as you're doing something. Okay. Let me see. Let me just go back. Peppermint says, it oishi is kind of formal, but it's Duolingo, it teaches. Let me see. Oishi is kind of formal, but it Duolingo teach to use this word everywhere. But most people I heard use the word umai like that. But both of them are usable. Okay, so oishi. I personally use oishi, much more than umai. I don't personally say umai. Umai is mostly used by guys and men. I don't want to say it's masculine, or using oishi is feminine or anything. It's just oishi is more kind of standard sounding, and it's it's a very common word for me. But maybe some guys kind of choose to use umai instead. That's fine too. But personally, I just use oishi because it's more universal, and I say that a lot when I eat sushi. Anyway, so let me see. Let me see. Trying to kind of go through the chat again. Okay, May says May でいいよ. Thank you. ありがとう。メタボリックパンダ says、日本人のでも漢字の勉強、そうね、漢字の勉強大変だよね。子供の頃大変だったな。So, it says, even for Japanese people, learning kanji was a kind of nightmare, yes, and it wasn't easy to study, in schools. Yes, that's right. And Metabolic Panda-san says, 宿題いっぱい、試験いっぱい means we had a lot of homework and we had a lot of exams. Yes. Peppermint-san, could you introduce yourself in Japanese? I am curious. Okay. Oh my gosh, it's just I hear I want to speak in English, but it's just because most of you understand English, but じゃあ日本語でじゃあちょっと自己紹介します。Taenyan です。よろしくね。今日初めて生配信で話してるからちょっと緊張してるんだけど、そうだね。私は今は日本に住んでないんだけど、今ねちょっとアメリカに住んでて、ちょっと時間は今1時半ぐらいね、昼の1時半ぐらいで、そうだね、今ねすごい緊張してて、なんか自己紹介とかあんまりできないんだけど、ごめんね。こんな感じでいいかな。So, that was it. Sorry, I didn't really say much. But let me see. Okay, let me see. Oh, yeah, okay. I'm so slow going through the chat. I'm sorry. Yes, I did my self-introduction in Japanese. I didn't really say much. Yes, May says, do you plan to stream often? Yes. Yes, mnemonics. Yeah, a lot of you, some of you know what mnemonics are. They're great. They make things memorable, so you can learn quickly. And Peppermint-san says, speaking of game, there are a game called Shashingo coming. I think it's interesting. It's an interesting game to help you learn Japanese. Okay, maybe we can take a look. In future streams. I guess I'm curious. If you guys have any suggestions, or like if you want me to, test, any apps and websites and anything, if you have any suggestions, I'm happy to maybe go through like these apps with you, maybe in my future streams. Okay, so let me see. Arrival. Ha ha ha. Yeah, yes. Yeah, May says, yeah, it's a good idea to have a rival, to kind of keep you motivated. It's kind of like good to kind of like compete. I don't want to say, I don't want you to compete, but it's good to have some kind of competition, when you're learning, so like you'll be like, oh, I just want to kind of cram, maybe 3 new words today, so I'll be able to, understand more. Yeah, that's a good thing. But anyway, so let's see. Let me see. Will you be the Rukawa? Let's see. Will you be the Rukawa of my Hanamichi? Please get that joke. Okay, I'm sorry. I don't know. I don't know what it means. I understand. I mean, it's from Slam Dunk, like a slam dunk. But I know the names, but I don't understand the joke right now. I'm kind of too nervous to think about anything. Let me see. Peppermint-san, I'm glad I understand Japanese. Oh, great. Oh, Peppermint-san, you okay? 日本語がわかる? Okay, great. Okay, Peppermint-san understands Japanese. And May says, アメリカに住んでる? いいね. So, yeah, アメリカ、そう、今は、アメリカに住んでて、そうだね。日本に帰りたいかな. So I'm right now I'm in the States. I'm in California. But I do miss Japan. I kind of course, I plan to, go back and visit Japan at some point, and eat more delicious Japanese food. 日本に帰って美味しい食べ物をたくさん食べたいなと、思ってそうだね So like I think I did go through the chat as much as I could. I mean, if you guys have any questions, feel free. I try not to freak out. So let me see. Let me just kind of expand a little bit. Are you guys using any other apps? Or do you want to try any any apps? My recommendation for apps. Let me see. Yeah, Anki. Of course, again, Anki's great. If you don't like Anki, try Brainscape. And also, there's a website called I Know. I will include the link somewhere. Let me see if I can get it. Let me get you. Okay. I hope I can get the link. Firefox. Let me see. I'll get you the link for I Know. Japanese Core 1000. Let me see. I just put it in the chat. So, oh, it doesn't let me. I don't know. Sorry, it didn't let me. Okay, I might have to switch screen. Sorry. Oh yeah, I know what to do now. Okay, here we go. I just posted a link to the chat. And that's for a website called I Know. That's a really good website, and also they have an app to help you learn vocabulary too. That's a really good app, so highly recommend it. Okay. Let me see. I got more chat here. May says スラムダンクのネタを分かっただけ嬉しい。ありがとう。yeah, okay. Yeah. スラムダンク大好き。スラムダンクが大好き。ほんとちょっと古いね。And Zerain says, when it comes to Wani Kani, alligators are, let me see. I lost it, sorry. It just keeps scrolling. Let me just go to, oh yeah, okay, this is easier. I'm sorry. When it comes to Wani Kani, alligators are scary enough already. Why did they have to combine them with crabs? That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. Maybe you can ask them. Let's see. May says, do you plan on offering lessons opportunity for a plug? Okay. I do offer private lessons, but it's not really open to public anymore because I already have enough students and I'm overbooked. But I will be able to offer live classes like in my future streams, so that you guys can actually get lessons for free and ask me questions. And I wanna make it accessible for as many people as possible. Okay, just because I'm not really taking new students privately anymore. So, but thanks for asking. Let me see. Let me see. Let me look at the next chat. And okay, Peppermint さん says 僕、日本語聞く、I guess it's 聞くの大丈夫ですかな大丈夫だよかな、読めないです。I see. ペッパーミントさん、日本語を聞いてわかる。なるほど。でも、漢字とかが読めない。Okay? Just listening to Japanese is fine, but I can't read. That's a common thing, isn't it? Let's see. Silverado says, I'm trying to use Bunpro. Yes, which is a grammar app with really good explanations and, more importantly, spaced repetition of the grammar points, which is pretty good in my opinion. Yes, Bunpro is great. Bunpro, I don't know if you guys heard of Bunpro. It's a great app. It uses SRS, a spaced repetition system. It is a great app for, it's mostly for reviewing grammar points. It's not really for like learning new grammar points because it's kind of hard to learn, by using Bunpro, but it's more for like reviewing and practicing. Okay. Let's see. Silverado says Wani Kani lore is deep and I'm not really sure I understand even 10% of it. Yeah, so Wani Kani, yeah. So again, Wani Kani it works for a lot of people, but some of you might find it like, it's not really good for me. It's fine. Sometimes you might have to give it some time, but if you tried it and if it doesn't work for you, you can forget it. Like, it's not the only one, solution. You can still use Anki. You can build your own decks on Anki or Brainscape. Okay. Let me see. May says, いいね。人気の先生だ。Am I a popular teacher? I hope so. Well, I try to be helpful, and I'm an honest person. So maybe, I don't know, that's why my students love me, I hope. But anyway, does anyone have any questions? I think I went through all the chat messages. But if not, I'm gonna keep talking. Let's see. So, yeah. Let me see. What was I talking about? Yeah, Bunpro. Yeah, Bunpro is in case you don't know, it's good for learning. As I said, it's not really good for learning new things, but it's good for reviewing grammar points. But if you go to their website, they actually have lists of grammar points. Let me see if I can screen share. I'm not prepared for this one. Let's screen share in Bunpro grammar. I'm going there and let's have a look. Grammar points and 5. Okay, 1 sec. I know. Bear with me. I'm trying to make this work. It might not. Might not work. I don't know. I haven't done this. Let's have a look. Screen share mode. Did it switch? I'm gonna just add. Oh yeah, some good questions coming. Yeah, I know. Let me just add something to it. Let me see. Window. Bear with me a minute. Firefox. Okay, here we go. I think that's it. Let's have a look. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's too big, isn't it? I haven't. I'm screen sharing, obviously. I know it's huge. I have to control it. Have a look. Okay. Let me just move. This is live. Yeah, I made it really big. Let's see. We go. Yeah. So I'm just like I'm here on a Bunpro website, and the good thing about this website is like it has, lists for each JLPT, like Japanese exam like level. So let's take a look at, okay, since Jason asked about kore, let's take a look at kore. Wow, okay, it's too much. So yeah, and it has like some grammar let me see, explanations and example sentences on the left hand side, and also it gives you like details about what it is. Yeah, let me see. Yeah, so it says it's a noun and so on and so forth. So yeah, if you're not very familiar with Japanese yet, maybe wait. You might want to learn super basic stuff first before using Bunpro. Okay, but I find Bunpro really helpful as well, like as a teacher too, because it has like a bunch of different grammar points listed, and if you wanna like kind of see which ones you can kind of take a look and see how they're used. And also like if you want to see oh, I actually don't know this, for example, then you can kind of like take a look and maybe learn it yourself, or of course ask somebody else, or maybe I think there are like study groups and things like that too, but I'm not part of any of these things. Anyway, so let's go back. We go go back to my room, right? Let me see, let me just go through the chat. Okay, so okay, so Eduardo says what to do after hiragana and katakana. That's a very good question. After hiragana and katakana. Okay. Of course, like, you could start learning kanji, but that's scary, right? You don't need to learn kanji right away. But you want to learn super basic vocabulary, like verbs, adjectives, nouns, and what you want to use is like you want to look for JLPT N5 level. So let me just type that in the chat. JLPT N5 level vocabulary. It's something that you want to learn. Let me see. I might just like, okay, let me try something. Oh yeah, sorry, that's that's my other screen. Loading page, sorry. Okay, I can. This just happens. I just want to take notes for you. Let's see. Can you see my screen? Let me just delete this. I was just typing. So for yeah, after hiragana and katakana. Okay, so of course so hiragana, I can't even spell it, can I? So you, of course, you learn hiragana and katakana, right? Not katana. Katana is a sword. So yeah, once you learn hiragana and katakana, okay, you're kind of ready to learn super basic vocab. Trying to learn JLPT N5 level vocab. I'm trying to learn like verbs, adjectives. We have e-adjectives and adjectives. Of course, nouns and so on and so forth, like time words and like so many things, adverbs. But the good things, okay, I highly recommend learning verbs and adjectives and super basic nouns. Of course, there are so many other things you've got to learn. For example, so what you can do is like, okay, so let me give you this is a live class. Okay. So for example, if you learn a word like taberu. Okay, let me see. I don't like the font. Let me change that. Okay, we go. That's too much, isn't it? Okay. Can you read it? Wait, let's see. Okay. So this is in case you can't read it, it's taberu, isn't it? So taberu, do you know what it means? Of course it means to eat, right? Sorry, not eat. I can't even spell it. Okay. So for example, if you learn one word, okay, that's something, right? But of course you want to say like what you eat. So of course, like the first thing it comes to my mind is sushi, isn't it? So in case you can't read it, okay. So you want to combine sushi and taberu, right? Right now it doesn't make any sense. I mean, some people still trying to understand. But okay, what you need to do. Okay, by the way, of course, sushi is a noun. So n dot. So if I say n dot, it means it's a noun. And taberu is to eat. Of course, it's a verb, obviously. So I say v dot. Okay. So, but you want to build a sentence. Okay. In that case, of course, I use that sushi, right? Of course, as a mystery word in between. And so 食べる and so sushi, and we have 食べる, but there's something missing in between, and this is where you need to put this guy. 寿司を食べる. Okay? 寿司を食べる. So sushi, okay, it's a noun. In this case, you want to say, in English, in literal translation is I eat sushi. If you take a look at this. Okay, so you'll be like, hey, I don't see the subject. Like, where's I? Where's watashi? Again, like I, mentioned it earlier, we don't have to mention the subject. So it's just already kind of implied. Okay? So yeah, you don't have to say that. Okay? It's already like, okay, we are mind readers, so we don't say that. Okay? But in case you want to say, who does it, of course you can say it. Okay? So then 寿司を食べる. So 寿司を食べる. Right now, so obviously you can see 食べる here, and then 食べる is to eat. So verb stays at the end in this structure. So you put it there. Okay? You don't drink sushi, you eat sushi. Okay? And then that's, okay, what is it? What this is the direct object. So object plus o. Okay? So I said object. I don't mean object as just things. Okay? Object is something like if you look at this English sentence, that's subject. So subject, verb, object. So in English, SVO, isn't it? Subject, verb, object. Oh, I know that. So a lot of people think that object is like, oh, just things. It's not, because this is called the direct object. Okay? So the good way to find it is like, I eat what? Eat what? Eat sushi. Sushi is the object. So if you have the object, this is what you need to use. Object o is a particle. So we have little guys. These little guys, they're called particles. Okay? They're attached. They're attached to a noun. In most cases. And then, they always do something. Okay? And right now, okay, you see, I already have a sentence for you, and yeah, so that's why it's a very good idea to learn verbs and of course adjectives and nouns and take it from there. Of course, it's not everything. Of course, you still need to learn particles, but before learning particles, try to learn as many verbs as possible. Verbs and nouns. I mean, nouns, we have so many, yes, but if you don't know, I don't know which nouns to learn, try to just like pick the ones you like. I know, am I a teacher? Yes. Because the thing is, like, if you don't use them, what's the point? You don't have to learn absolutely everything or anything. You just learn the things you want to use. Because if you don't use, you lose. So, when you're learning nouns and verbs, and of course in any vocabulary, just stick to the ones you want to use. Okay? That's my advice, because then you are closer to speaking the language. Okay, that doesn't make any sense. Anyway, so oh, wait, it's already 1 hour. Shall I keep talking for a little bit? If you need to go, you can go. Let me see. So let me just switch. Okay, here we go. I'm back. I think I talked too much. Let me see. I'm going through the chat. Kagu-chan, here in the house. I'm learning the 1K most common words and watch easy anime. I failed the N5 by 8 points. Oh, Kagu-chan, you'll be fine next time. You're so close. You're close to passing the exam. I'm sure you pass. So for your exam in December, I'm sure you're taking one in December, right? So trying to learn all the JLP to N5, vocab, everything, and all the grammar points. Do as much reading, practice as possible, so you don't get too nervous, and just relax. You'll be fine. Okay. You can always ask me if you have any specific questions. Okay. So thanks for that. And Jason says, now I'm imagining someone learning hiragana, then learning how to use a katana. Sorry, that's my bad. Sorry. Well, maybe learning how to use a katana instead of katakana might be the right move. Maybe that's how we do it. Sorry, that was a typo for me. And Peppermint-san says, that sound like people in Edo period. Yes. Yeah. And yeah, Kagu-chan, is right. Yeah, it's the right particle. Sushi o taberu. Yes. Peppermint-san says, sushi o tabetai. Demo, kane ga nai, okane ga nai. Oh, I know. Sushi o tabetai. So you want to eat sushi, but haven't got money. Yeah. True. And Kagu-chan says, I actually don't like it. But that's clearly a problem, I guess, my problem. Kagu-chan says, question though, can I use iru to talk about possession? For example, pepper's sample? Would I be able to say, pepper sample, okane ga, okay, let me see. Peppermint-san says, you're surely good at teaching. Okay, so let me get to Kagu-chan's question. Let me see. Okay, let me see. So you're wondering, can I use iru to talk about positions? Okay, let me see. Let me go to my other screen. All right, so that's my teacher's screen. Okay, so let me make some notes for you. Okay, so this is especially for Kagu-chan. Okay, so you wondered, okay, iru and okay, aru. Okay, let me just actually I have a I already have a file for that, but let me open it for you. Because I make grammar files for my students, so let me get that for you. One sec. If you can give me some time, I'll find it as quickly as possible. That's a good question. I think it's a good one to learn. So if I can find it, okay, so we go. I'll just use that. Okay. Bear with me. I'll just switch my screen. So instead of PDF, I will share something else. Okay, we go. Basic particles. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Can you see it? So I already have a file that I made for my students, and you get to see. So okay, let me share it here. I still need to kind of check what I'm doing. So Can you see what I'm highlighting? So here, in this sentence, it says, 家にテレビがある. So 家 is home or house, of course. And I'm using a ni particle here, and many reasons for that. And テレビ, a TV, and a ga particle, and ある. And you're wondering, like, okay, what's the difference? Okay, so I have 家に is the kanji version of that, and 猫がいる. Okay, I just want to compare the two sentences. Okay, so as I can see here, あるmeans like to be or to exist. Okay, ある is for non-living things, and いる is also for, well, it's a verb to be or to exist, but this is for living things. So in the case of sushi, is sushi alive? It was. So unfortunately, okay, sushi is not really a living thing. It will be cute, if they can walk around and such. Okay. Sushi or your money, for example. Money is not a living thing. Okay. So if you take a look here, so I'm using ある here in this sentence, and in this sentence I'm using いる. Why? It's because テレビ, a TV, is it a living thing? No, it's a non-living thing. Okay, so that's why I'm using ある here, but on the other hand, I have いる here because 猫, cats, okay, they are living things. Okay, obviously. Don't ask me more than that. Okay, anyway. So, and then I'm sure you're wondering, like, okay, what's this structure? Okay, what is it? What do I do with it? Okay, so it's just a pattern. It's just a pattern that we use for describing what's there or what we have, for example. So ある, as I said, ある is to be or to exist. So 家に, so location に, in or at the location, 家に, at home, テレビが, something がある for non-living things. But in this case, 家に, so location に, in or at the location, because I have this guy here, いる, and 猫, cats. I mean, here in Japanese, if you're just looking at this sentence, we don't know if it's one cat, two cats, three cats. In my case, I have two cats. So 猫がいる. I'm just using the same exact pattern. So location に something or somebody が and いる. I'm using いる because いる is for living things. Okay, so Kagu-chan, if you want to use いる, you are talking about living things. Okay, but for let's say money, money is not a living thing. So the verb, the appropriate verb to use is ある. So if you want to, use the negative form, let me see. Just write it for you. So the negative version of this, let me just copy this and just simply change it to ない. Okay. And so what is it? So it's pretty much identical up to this point. 家にテレビが and ない. So ある is a very strange verb, and why is it weird? Because we use it all the time, and あru's negative form is actually simply ない. Okay, and so it's just a negative version of this. So there's no TV at home, and it's true for me. Of course, this could be taken as I don't have a TV at home. And of course, the sentence above, it could be like, I have a TV at home. 家にテレビがない. There's no TV at home, or I don't have a TV at home. I think it's true for a lot of people. I guess you just stream. Let me see. So I'll get to the chat later. So if you want to make the negative of that, let me make more space here, and let me do this and do this, and guess what? We go. So いる is to be, to exist before living things. And but if you want to say I don't have a cat, I don't have cats, that's the negative of this sentence. How do I do that? Okay. いる actually conjugates differently to ある. Okay, because they're two different. They belong to two different conjugation groups. I know it's a bit complicated. I'll explain all this, very soon, so it will be clear. For now, I'll just say I don't want to make it too complicated. So I'll just say here, the negative form of いる to be is simply いない. Okay, so going back to Kagu-chan's question, can I use いない for, I don't have money? The answer is no. You've got to use this instead. So if you just simply say お金がない. Okay, so お金 money. So something がない. I don't have. So I don't have money. Maybe that's a good sentence, isn't it? Okay. Here we go. Well, I can totally relate to this because I bought a lot of things for setting up for live streams. I've invested on like some tools, so that's true for me. Okay, and you'll be wondering like, do I not have to say where? If you don't need to say, you don't have to say. So if you just simply say お金がない, I don't have money, and guess what? If you want to say I have money, of course you just change this to ある. Okay, so let me just do this. Here we go. So お金がある. So ある to be, and I'm using ある because ある is for non-living things. So if I say お金がいない, that's weird. お金, money, doesn't have legs and walk around. Okay. Go. Does it answer your question, Kagu-chan? I hope so. Let me just go back to my other screen. Here we go. All right. So, let me see. It takes some time to like go back and forth. She switched いる and ある which also answered my question as the peppermint sentence contained the answer. Yes, somehow reminded me of お化けがいる. Yes, right. That's a very good question. Zerain says if they make the sushi right at the dock, it might still be alive. True. Yes. Peppermint says お金がありません. you will be more polite but still poor. Right. So let's see. Yeah, お化けがいる. That's a good question. Let me see. So let's talk about that. So yeah. For ghosts, are they alive? In Japan, we think they are still alive. Okay, so even though I said aru for non-living things and iru for living things, this also includes ghosts and spirits. Yes, they're alive. That's the spirit. All right. Okay. So I know. Yeah. For ghosts, we use iru. It's a cultural thing. So yeah, it includes ghosts and spirits. Sorry, I can't even spell. We go. You get the idea. So that's that. And also, like, some of my students ask me, oh, what about plants, like trees, flowers, house plants? Guess what? We use aru. That's a little bit sad. I guess, but if you're passionate about your plants, if you talk to them, if they, talk to you, why not? Just use that, for fun. Anyway, so let me go back. Here we go. So, does it answer your question? Yeah. Okay. I hope this is not getting too long. Shall I finish it? Any more questions before I go? Do you guys have any questions before I disappear? If not, I might just say goodbye. Let's see. Let me just wait a little bit. Oh, okay. Okay. More coming in. So, Kaku-chan. Okay, yeah, sure. Good question from Kagu-chan. Says another question about iru on the one hand. Sorry, I'm scrolling. Sorry, let me see. Sorry, I was going through Kagu-chan's question. Another question about iru. On the one hand, it means to exist, but it seems to also mean to need or to want. From my learning app, which does not teach grammar, 本当にコーヒーいらないの? Okay, here we go. Sure. Let me answer that. Okay. So, okay, so I'm switching to that one. Let me see. Okay. Here we go. So, let me just close the other one. There we go. Okay. Yeah. Good question. So, let me put it doesn't let me do anything. Let me see. That's weird. Okay, I'll just type it here. Okay, so I know, mysterious kanji. Don't worry. This will answer your question. Both pronounced. Just let me just have a look at Okay, you can see it, right? Okay, so いる here. The kanji, if you look at this kanji and this kanji, they're different, isn't it? So, the one to be or to exist is actually this kanji. But of course, we don't use this kanji, commonly, but we do have it. Okay, it's used for other things. And then, as you can guess, this is to need. I know it's like a strange one, isn't it? To need. So, there are two different verbs. Okay, so いる to be or to exist, the ones I was talking about. Yeah, I was talking about that. But this いる to need is a different it's a different verb. Okay, so commonly used like this. So since we talked about okay, since somebody just mentioned お金, so money. So if you want to say I need money, the pattern is sometimes doesn't let me. Okay. Okay, here we go. Something ga. Let me just write something so it's easier. Okay. Oh, I just typed really fast. I have a shortcut. Something ga いる. Let me just put hiragana next to it. Here we go. So we just use a pattern in this case. Okay, I know it's a bit weird. It might look a bit weird. This is like I need, and no, I need, and then like you can say what you want to say. So something. So for example, so if you want to say I need, for example, money. We were just talking about money, having money, not having money. So let's use that example. So, if you want to say, I need money, let's put into that pattern. So, お金がいる. Okay? I know right now, on its own, it's kind of weird without knowing the context. Okay? But with, maybe, when we were talking about it, and I need more money. Yeah, then like just saying this お金がいる, it's fine. It doesn't mean money exists, okay? I'm just using this pattern. Something がいる, I need something, or something is needed or required. That's what it means, okay? So if you want to say, I need time, for example, if you want to say that, so the word for time is 時間 isn't it? 時間がいる. Simple. And if you want to take it further, like if you want to say 勉強する時間, so 勉強する to study, 勉強する時間 time to study, 勉強する, and I just combined the two. Yes. Time to study. 勉強する時間がいる. Let's combine it too. I need time to study. Neat. Isn't it? Here we go. Nice. Can you see it? Sorry, I'm just like, sometimes I can't see what I'm doing. Here we go. So I need time to study. Okay. Oh yeah, I need to scroll a little bit more, sorry. Here we go. Yeah. 勉強する時間がいる. I need time to study. Okay. So that's that. I hope it answers your question. And let me see. Kind of have to get used to the streaming setup, huh? Okay. So Eduardo says, how to know that I'm progressing with the language? How to know? Good question. It's really hard to know it by yourself. That's why it's good to kind of, study with somebody else. So then, they will be able to actually tell you, now you can talk. Now you can make sentences. Now you understand a little bit more. Let me switch. So yeah, of course, it's hard to know, if you're making any progress, and that's normal. And of course, somebody else can tell you, if you are doing it right. But sometimes, let me tell you a little tip. As long as you are learning, let's say some, new vocab every day, if you're practicing it every day, you're actually making progress. Even though it's hard to see, and sometimes you think like, oh, I'm forgetting too much. I can't remember anything. Like, oh, I can't do it anymore. It's okay. You are actually making progress every day, and it's for us humans, we tend to focus on something negative, and we don't see what's positive, and we are like, oh, I'm just not learning, I'm not moving forward. And if you stop learning, that's it. So you kind of have to tell yourself, oh wow, I didn't have time much, but I actually reviewed my vocab today. I practiced Hiragana and Katakana today. Well done. I'm making progress. Let's go. That's how that's already progress. So like, even though it's hard to see, you are already making progress. Okay. So let's go back to the chat. I hope that answers your question. Okay, so Kagu-chan says, am I right that iru is purely grammatical, if not written as kanji? It's of course, again, sometimes both are not written in kanji, so it's contextual. So you have to know, if the verb iru, for to be or to exist is used, or if the sentence is actually using to need. So you kind of, it's actually very easy to tell, So it's not really the question of kanji, but it's more to do with the context. Okay. Let me have a look. Zerin, お疲れ, thank you. ありがとう. Peppermint san says, last question. Taenyan san wa neko na no ni, even though you're a cat, にゃんごが喋るできますか? 喋れますか? できる。私の猫と話すときに、猫の言葉で話すよ。So yeah, when I talk to my cats, I speak their language. So I speak different languages. Let's see. what else in the chat? Let's see. Can't see the bottom kanji, one sec. Which one? Sorry. Which kanji you can't see? Let me see. Do I look? Is it fully displayed now? Sorry, it's my first stream, and you know, you guys kind of have to tell me if you can't see something. Okay. So yeah, of course, you know, if you want me to write everything in kanji, let me write this in kanji too. If you can read it, let me see. Oh yeah, it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't convert. Let me change the font. Sometimes it doesn't like my font. Yeah, why is that? I have to use like a super basic kanji. Let me see. I can't find it. Somehow it doesn't let me type in kanji. Okay, I'll just write it. This happens. So, even though I just typed iru in kanji, we normally don't. Okay, so, and I was trying to type this in kanji, but somehow I got the. Let me see. Yeah, somehow it doesn't let me change it. Okay, I'll sort it out later. Somehow there must be like a bug. Anyway, so let me go back to the chat. We go. Also the samples. Kagu-chan says also the samples, like the sentence there, is taken from there, which is taken from some anime or whatever. I don't understand. Taenyan study group. Yes. Okay, yeah, this is a study group. Yes. Let me see. Peppermint says, also, 時間がいる and 時間が, yeah, so, yeah, 時間がいる and 時間がいる sound the same, but completely different. 時間がある, you mean. Okay, let me see. Okay, I guess you wanted to say... Okay, so in this case, 時間がいる, I need time. But if you want to say I have time, then guess what? 時間があるですね. Because ある is to be or to exist. I have time or there is time. Okay, so I can't use いる here because 時間 time is not the living thing. Okay, it's a non-living thing. So if you want to say I have time, if you want to expand it, like 勉強する時間 time to study, 勉強する時間がある for example, then I have time to study. Now you're here, you're studying, so it's true, isn't it? So yeah. So 時間がいる is I need time. 時間がある I have time. Okay? And in case you want to know the negative of 時間がいる. One sec. 時間がいらない. I don't need. Ah. I do not. I can't say. Okay. Here we go. So yeah, 時間がいる. So いる as to need. 時間がいる. I need time. And but if you wanna turn it into a negative sentence, you will conjugate it to like this, いらない. Okay? We'll talk about verb conjugation, very soon. So you'll be able to understand why, some verbs change in certain ways and, how they behave. Okay? So that's, I don't want to, I don't want to make it too complicated and, to drive you away. Anyway, so let me go back to my room. Let me go back. Okay, so is everything okay, Peppermint and Kagu-chan? You guys are asking questions, but I hope I answered your questions. Peppermint says, so it goes everywhere. But if it's jose, it's jose. Did I miss something? Let me see. Oh, Edward says, thank you for everything. You're welcome. You're very welcome. Thank you for sticking around. I didn't know that it was gonna be this long. Okay, Kagu-chan keeps. Okay, yeah, you can keep talking. I'm here. So, okay, I just realized it was iru from the samples, and the font is different. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll figure out the font. Somehow. Let's see. I will. Let me see. I will just like, okay. What I'm gonna do is I'll just use a super basic font. Here we go. So should be able to read it. Okay, I know it's like overlapping and everything. Let me see if this one works. Oh yeah, it works. Okay, great. Okay, so here we go. I'll try making this into a PDF file, so and post it somewhere on the channel. Okay, maybe in the description something, so you'll be able to review. And what was I trying to do? Okay, sorry. Let me see. Okay, yeah. Okay, everything is fine. I mean, like, if you want to ask me more questions, there will be more streams, soon, and you can have all of your questions answered. Hopefully, I try my best. I know, like, sometimes I have to navigate different things, and like, it might not be perfect. It's not meant to be perfect, it's live. So let me just go back. Oh yeah. Let me see. Let's go to the chat again. Let's see. Yeah, Kagu-chan. Thanks for my side as well. Enjoying it. Thank you. Arigato. Have a nice day then. It's in the morning for you, isn't it? The time right now is 2:40, almost 2:40 in the afternoon. Peppermint-san, to be honest, just hearing you talk about stuff is good good enough for me. Ah, thank you. If it got BGM is even better though. Yeah, I know. It's a it's a tricky thing to have like background music because of like rights, for the rights reasons. Um, YouTube is very strict. Even though I'm a composer, I don't have like long looped music for this kind of thing. So, but for like streaming games and things, there will be some music and things like that. And but if you want to play any music, on your end, of course you can. Let me see. And David, yes, thank you, thank you. And oh, the time difference was the other way around. Yes. Good. Okay, so I hope it was helpful. Sorry, like my cursor is going everywhere. Um so I guess I will say goodbye for now. Bye for now. And thank you so much for being here. It means a lot to me. I know it's my first stream and I didn't know what to expect. And I was feeling scared and nervous. I kind of I thought I wasn't ready to do anything like this. I always kind of waited for the right moment. But I realized that there's no right moment, there's no perfect timing. It's just like, okay, you just have to try now and dive into it and then get better. We can only do that. And then this applies to, pretty much anything. I mean, same for Japanese. If you're afraid of practicing it, talking to people, do it. Do it. Talk to me. Talk to me in Japanese, in the chat. Some of you did, and I'm happy about it. So thank you so much for your time. I know it got long. I was planning to do this for an hour, but it went too long because I got too excited. But anyway, oh, thank you. I did great. Thank you. I appreciate your time, and I will try and schedule more streams, maybe some games, and maybe classes, and maybe more Q&A, so you can ask me more questions. And I hope this helps you, and then this will keep you motivated. So if you have any questions about Japanese and learning, grammar, things like that, you can always ask me. And of course, ask the fellow learners here. If you're studying alone, if you need somebody to talk to, you talk to them in the chat too. I want to build a community of friendly learners, just helping each other. So all right, so I've got to go. Thank you, ありがとう。じゃあまたね。See you next time. またね。ありがとう。